2 years ago this week, high fructose corn syrup consumption plummeted in the United States amidst the backlash, which we are still kind of seeing today. Word of mouth, internet ads and articles played a big role in raising awareness about high fructose corn syrup. A lot of companies started using better ingredients, but not all. Remember, Lewis, some were saying, hey, corn is natural, corn is good for you.
Yeah, I had a girlfriend at the time who I got into this discussion with, and I said, this stuff's terrible for you. But she says, I saw a commercial that said it was fine.
Yes, that commercial was sponsored by the corn lobby.
Yeah, I said, have you ever seen any other commercial telling you a food ingredient is okay to eat?
It's so funny because we've gotten so removed from actual real foods that there are discussions promoting or criticizing food additives, right? You would think that the conversation should be vegetables are good. Dark leafy greens should be in your diet 4 times a week. But that's not even the conversation. The conversation has become, oh, this additive is okay. This one is okay in this particular quantity. And even if you can make the argument, even if it's true that that additive is okay in a certain quantity, it just shows you how removed we've gotten from real food.
And in the case of this particular additive, the companies that didn't want to use higher quality ingredients just found a way to rename it. And now this happened late last year. Sometimes it will just say fructose. Sometimes it will just say fructose syrup. But in reality, it is just, once again, high fructose corn syrup.
I feel like so much of the focus around diet and nutrition and so much of all the stuff could really be simplified if people just said, I'm not going to eat processed foods with the exception of maybe I'm out and I have some dessert, or every once in a while I like to get this or that. If your general diet is, I'm going to eat as many non-processed foods as I can, I'm going to increase my consumption of vegetables, and I'm going to not overeat. You can mostly have whatever you want that falls under that umbrella within moderation, and it's going to be relatively healthy.
It's going to be, it will be relatively healthy. And, even at a lot of restaurants, you can still visit most of those restaurants and order almost anything on the menu. Of course, this is a lifestyle choice that might end up costing you a bit more money.
Certainly. And that's actually something very interesting. A book I recently read points out that in other countries, the percentage of people's income that is spent on food tends to be far higher than here in the US. And part of that is with such highly subsidized foods as corn. You put corn in everything, and because it's subsidized, it reduces the cost per calorie. That's part of why people are spending less on food here in the US, but it's also a priorities thing, which is that a lot of people would rather spend the money elsewhere. Could be interest on their car loan, or it could be whatever else. And it really is in part a priorities thing. Although, of course, Lewis, we don't want to write off the significance of people who actually have food insecurity because of an income issue.
Yeah, and people who live in certain areas of the country who might not even have access to, it might not even have the option of getting that good quality fresh food.
Make sure to follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/dpakman. We have a great program for you today.